Hi guys, I'm Shmi, hello and welcome back to the channel where today is New Ferrari Collection Day. Last year I picked up my SF90 Stradale. Today it's being joined in the garage by my new Ferrari 296 GTS. The plan is that we're going over to HR Owen Ferrari in the SF90 Stradale where the 296 GTS has arrived. It's been through the PDI and we're going to be pulling the covers back and taking it over to Topaz to their new location to start the PPF installation. The SF90 Stradale was my first ever brand new Ferrari, and the 296 GTS being number 2, I've gone for something a little different. Every Ferrari that I've owned before has always been blue. The FF, my first Rosso, second Rosso, the SF90. Now it's time for something a bit different. What are we waiting for then? We need to hop into the SF90, get over to Ferrari, and go and get my new 296 GTS revealed. Let's go. One thing I'm looking forward to, as much as I love 1,000 horsepower in the SF90, the 2 electric motors at the front mean you have very little luggage space. The 296 is going to be much more usable for road trips. Of all the cars I've owned, I haven't really had very many orange ones. The Focus RS Heritage Edition, which only came in that colour, recently picked up the BMW 1M, and I say orange, technically it's Rosso, which is red, but you're going to see it shortly. As always, we've got some plates ready, in this case SH60 MEE, and there's a reason for the 60 that connects to this car, which I'll explain later. Plus, we've got the quote, "You cannot describe passion, you can only live it," from Mr. Enzo Ferrari. Then in here, obviously this car has the 4-litre twin-turbo V8, one press just to wake it up, press again, starts it. That would be electric, but I think we need the V8. Cold start time. It was only a couple of weeks ago that Ferrari came to visit with their demonstrator 296 GTS, and I actually drove the same route back to back in both cars. They are so different for both being mid-engined Ferrari supercars, and that's what's going to make this so special. The first time ever owning 2 Ferrari supercars at the same time. I had this with the Rosso, but there's something different about 2-seaters. There's something different about that ultimate performance experience. It's the perfect day to collect a Spider because it's just started raining. We are in England. It's what happens here. We can't avoid it, ever. I buy my cars from HR Owen Ferrari London. Now we're here at HR Owen Ferrari Hatfield, which is the sister dealership, and amusingly, the voice recognition always cancel. It always hears you and it always pops up. But we're out here where I came to visit a few times for the showroom opening, announcing the order of the Roma Spider, and I suspect if we just head past the lovely lineup of cars here, spotting some 296 GTBs, we've got a set of Verano, Roma. I want to sneak all the way down because I think in the handover bay around here, is my car going to be in there? There's certainly something undercover. Is this it? Is this it? That's the one. Let's head inside. After we pulled up, the heavens completely opened. It was pouring with rain. Now the sun is back out. This is very typical British convertible collection day weather. But come on inside here at HR Owen Ferrari Hatfield, because there are a few things to come and show you. In the new showroom, a few rather nice cars, including a pair of SF90s and a 296. One of those is in blue electrico, the Spider with the Assetto Fiorano. Over towards this side, plenty more cars on display, but I want to bring your attention over to the lounge and the most incredible of coincidences. This is of course the client chill out area, but also with a plaque here, because the showroom was opened 2 months ago by one Carlos Sainz, Ferrari F1 driver, who just so happens to yesterday have won the Singapore F1 Grand Prix, breaking the end of Red Bull's pretty dominant season so far. So pretty cool timing that we're now here and heading over there, where behind me, under the covers, is the new car. Let's go take a look. This is where it happens, the handover bay, and this is my new car, waiting for us to pull the cover back. In fact, I saw some pictures of this car when it was doing its initial testing miles in Maranello, which was super exciting, being able to know, of course, that it's my car by the exact spec and being a very early GTS. but my SF90 is lurking outside, awaiting its new stablemate. Two cars with very different specifications, but this is going to be the new addition to the collection. Let me give you a sneak peek down here and show you the colour that links back to the original Dino, on which I feel this car is almost a modern equivalent. Rosso Dino, this almost bright orange with all of the exposed carbon fibre. This is going to be so cool. But let me get the covers pulled back and fully reveal it to you. We've just been doing all of the admin, paying the money, signing the documents. I've had a look at it, but let me reveal to you now the Ferrari 296 GTS in Rosso Dino, the new Shmeemobile. Take a look at this. How cool is this car? It's so different from the SF90. And for me, the 296 is this, I want to say baby, but it's still got over 800 horsepower, more entry fun Ferrari, kind of like what the Dino used to be, hence the specification choice, and hence the original 60s Dino having a nod with the 60 that I put on the number plate. I want to give you a tour of the spec. We've got this almost orange Rosso Dino paintwork, this heritage color, all of the exposed carbon fiber. I've gone for the satin gray wheels. We've got the standard ceramic brakes. We've got the Giallo calipers, some yellow touches in the center caps, the Scuderia Shields that are worn on the side. The interior is superb. We're going to come to that in just a second. Come round towards the back, and I love the lines and the looks of this car, that 60s styling that it has with all of the curves of the arches. We've got the satin black central exhaust. We've also got the satin Ferrari logos and badges as well. Let me run over here just to grab the keys quickly. I'd like to show you something about these. You get the two keys, of course. One is the yellow badge you have on the front of the car as well. The other is the grey second key. And on the back, they tell you which model it is, which is normally not a problem until you start having multiple of them. The 296 GTS, the SF90 Stradale, easy to tell which is which. If I unlock this and show you inside very quickly, this is where I opted for the dual tone. So we've got the Grigio Scuro, that lighter grey, against the charcoal. I wanted to do something in here that wasn't just black, to give it a throwback. Hence we've also got the orange stitching, which we matched to the paint colour, the orange Cavallino, even over here on the steering wheel as well with the cross stitch on the charcoal leather. We've got the carbon fibre LED driver's zone. It's a very different look, very different feel to my other car, but I should probably hop in here and pop the roof down. It's a Spider after all. We need to see it with this retractable hardtop folded away. So let me take a seat inside, one press of here, pull the switch just in the center. The retractable hardtop will open up overhead. The rear buttress folds open. I love the design that they did with this. The two pieces fold open and backwards. And let's face it, this is going to do a lot of miles of driving with the roof down. That's what it's all about. To pop the windows down as well. You can hear the hybrid system whirring and getting ready to be driven, to be started. But let me step out to take a look and come and actually glance at the interior with the roof down now that you can see a bit more of it. This is so cool. It's a stunning thing. I could not be happier with how this specification has turned out. Always a bit of a gamble when you're going for something. My first ever technically red Ferrari. I know it's a little bit more orange, but first non-blue Ferrari that I've ever owned. Another very cool coincidence is the chassis number of my 296. Check this out. You have it both in the engine bay and also in the front. I want to show you the personalization specifications plaque in there. There is a catch here to pop open this tinted window. I love the design of this whole rear deck lid. But inside here, take a look at this. Chassis number 296981. 296, of course, on a Ferrari 296. 981 to me, my first Porsche was a 981 GT4, which is quite a fun one. I'm not going to be forgetting that. And also, have a look down there. Twin turbo, 3-litre V6 with the hybrid system, a single electric motor, rear driven, 830 horsepower, 8-speed dual clutch. This thing is going to be absolutely mad to go and drive. I've been lucky to drive a couple before, and it's crazy. If I show you in the front, press of the button here, and always the challenge to find the catch, which is just nice and easy, not too bad. Luggage space, we have luggage space. We also have the plaque down here, which shows you all of the options that I've got on this particular car. So the charcoal interior, the Arancio stitching, Grigio Scuro for the seat leather, all of the other details and spec. Then inside, if we just open up and show you some of these things, some of the goodies that come inside the car, this little pouch contains your towing eye and some of the other tools that you want to have inside the car. On the other side, we've got the tire inflator. In this pouch, this is the hybrid power cables, the charger cable, exactly the same as I have for the SF90, so it needs to live on that, basically replaces your trickle charger. We've also got a care kit, I think that's some cleaning products. We've then got the car cover that comes with it, and I asked also to have all of the original packaging for the documents. So we've got the leather wallet, folder, we've got the instruction books, service books, and all of that in here as well. Otherwise, nice and easy. Shut that back down. There are so many things that you can choose in the spec of a car like this, but something I didn't really fully plan, I must confess, that I really love in the result is how this interior is basically tritone. We've got charcoal for the upper dash and the top of the door rolls, and this entire section around the back, instead of this being in Nero or black leather, it's all in charcoal. Then of course the Grigio Scuro, the lighter colors. But further to that, we've got the black carpets, we have the black door inserts, so you get this tritone effect, and equally on the seats, these black inserts as well, which I particularly like. We've got the perforations in the center. This is the style seat, so we've got this satin element towards the top. And then that orange stitching, we had to choose between a couple of different colors to try and get the exact matches for these to the paint color on the outside. I love this floating bridge across the back between the buttresses. It looks very, very smart. And the result of this interior is so different to the blue sterling and sabia that I have in the SF90 with the wraparound floor carpets and other options as well. But it creates this more, I think, characterful interior which matches with the style and character of this car itself. The sun has just come out for a moment, and I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. We're going to take this car outside to do some photos side by side with the SF90 and have the roof back down. Obviously, we've been taking lots of shots and things here in the handover bay, but first up means my first start up in here. Now, if I press this button, that's an electric. You have to press here to fire up the V6. Let's take a listen to this. Yeah, that sounds so good. It's really hard to explain in here. It sounds so good. Right, roof back down has to be done to take this outside. Then, well, technically I don't even need to wait. We can start moving. Take this into the sunshine. Look at that colour. How cool is this? How cool is this? I can't believe this car is actually here now. I've been waiting for it for 2 years, that kind of thing. And this is driving it for the very first time. Man, these two side by side. That is ridiculous. This is absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. What on earth? This is amazing. They are so different. It's like the big brother and the baby brother, you know, the boisterous, slightly more shouty, playful one, and then the super grown-up, very mature, incredibly clever, like just, it's learnt some things. And I don't even know what to say right now. Mind is genuinely blown. This is ridiculous. While these two are side by side, I want to show you a little bit more of the interior differences, because in the SF90, I went for this super luxurious, more elegant spec. So the dual tone with the blue sterling for the steering wheel and the upper dash, and then the sabia for the inserts, for the seats. We've got the blue sterling everywhere, even the seat backs and the headliner as well. Very smart, absolutely love it, but completely different to the sportier look of this with the dual tone grey, which is supposed to link in, as you probably figured, to the colour of the wheels and the other parts of the spec as well. Totally, totally different look in a very similar in many ways, but very different as well. I mean, convertible and coupe, V8, V6, four-wheel drive, rear wheel drive. Yes, they both have 8-speed dual clutch transmissions, and yes, they're both hybrid, but there are so many differences between them in the way that they drive as well. And I can't wait to do effectively a back-to-back with the two cars to actually get that direct comparative experience between driving them. We're driving, and I know what some of you will be thinking. I'm driving a brand new car that currently doesn't have PPF on it. We're driving less than a mile away to head to Topaz's new facility, literally right here, which is not customer facing per se, but they've given us special permission today to head round to join with Nabil to understand the new facility, the setup, and what's going on. But we're driving in my first ever convertible Ferrari, and obviously that means departing with the roof down. Now, hopefully we're not about to go under a horrible rain cloud. We have 42 miles on the Odo right now. Everything is brand new, very familiar because I've driven 296 GTBs and even GTSs on multiple occasions before. My days, this feels cool. Literally around the corner. That's basically the extent of our drive, so no risk. There was no car in front of us, but let's go pull it in and explain what's going to be happening with it next. Here we are then, and yes, kind of seeing double, but we will get to that in a second because we are rejoined by Nabil.
How you doing?
It's been a while.
It's been ages, absolutely ages.
Yeah, but what exciting times. We're at one of your many new locations.
Yes, which is super. I mean, a lot has happened since the last time we saw each other, right? But first of all, congrats.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. It looks amazing. I heard that they drive spectacularally, so well done on getting one of these cars. It's fantastic.
They come along like buses, though. Yeah, Rosso Dino 296s. If you're ever going to see the world's best cars, it's in the safe hands of Topaz Detailing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But a lot has been going on.
So Bristol had opened many years ago. You've now got a whole series of locations just here in the UK.
That's right.
And further afield.
Yes. It's been busy. I've gone a bit whiter with my hair now, a bit less hair on the top. No, we're basically 6 sites in the UK, going on to 7 sites, and we're looking to open up 3 more next year. And we're now 5 international sites, with Dubai being the latest one that we're going to be opening up, and Bangkok. And it's just going to be fun.
Middle East, Asia, all around.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Let's explain why we're not at the normal familiar location.
Yes.
New location here.
Yep.
Business to business, more corporate.
Yep. More trade-esque, because I mean, whether your viewers know about this, in Hatfield, Business Park, there's so many dealers now.
Yeah.
HR Owen, you've got Porsche, you've got Aston, you've got so many different dealers. Everything.
McLaren, Porsche, Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, everything on the same area.
Everything. So we were like, okay, a lot of our clients are there, we need to make sure that we're here as well. So we decided to open up this site, which is essentially like a trade site. We have another location that we're also thinking about taking for our retail customers. But that's, I haven't yet signed.
We're getting too far ahead of ourselves.
I haven't yet signed on that one yet.
So this is where PPF is being done. This car, as any special car, you want to look after the paintwork. We should probably do a quick recap because we haven't really spoken about it for a while. But I remember when we did my first car with PPF with Topaz, it was the 650S.
I remember that.
Back in 2015.
God.
Time has flown by, but the number of times over the years having full coverage paint protection film has saved me from damage, stone chips, scratches, all sorts of horrible things.
Yeah.
And I like cars looking beautiful throughout the ownership of them.
Yep. It makes a massive difference, doesn't it? When you're driving the car as well, you're almost thinking, okay, it's got PPF on it. I don't have to worry that much.
You're not panicked. So it's basically a case of full clean up, get rid of all the contaminants.
Yep. But paint correction, make sure obviously the paint work is absolutely spot on. Once we've done that, once the paint is perfect, we then apply our paint protection film. But a lot has gone on. I mean, I'm just trying to think, because last time I was on the video, we have now our own material, our own film that we put on the car, so you're going to see an improved change from the last materials we've been using. Our patterns are now even better. I mean, there's been a lot that's gone on in the last few years.
It's all evolved and evolved.
Yeah, it really
obviously, my SF90 has Topaz PPF, STO, the whole suite, but new exciting cars are always arriving. They always need new templating.
Always we've got cars. And the interesting thing now is that because we're international, there are so many cars that have slight variances with the international bumpers or something that's slightly different. So we're actually now getting our international sites to do the templating for us as well. So we're templating internationally, nationally, just so we can get the right templates right from day one, as soon as the cars arrive.
I was going to say, it also means you always have the first of everything
Yes.
to be able to work on to create that.
Yeah. And we have manufacturer contracts as well. So Singer is one of them, and all these other ones.
There's super exciting stuff.
Yeah,
Some stuff you probably can't talk about so much as well.
Exactly.
So this is going to go through the motions with the 296.
Yep.
At this particular site, downstairs is PPF, basically.
This whole area is PPF. That's where the cutting happens over there. Usually we have another car over there. You can tell by our sort of CI lighting, the corporate identity that now Topaz is known for. We haven't even yet put any signage up here just yet.
You know it's Topaz.
Yeah, you just know from what we've done so far. And then upstairs, you've got all the detailing that happens. So the car gets prepped upstairs, detailed, brought down here through using this lift, and then it comes here, gets PPF'd, and then it goes straight out to the dealer. Because obviously they've got so much space here, they have the capacity to take cars on, where the other sites don't have capacity. So that's why we need larger sites.
Which is also really interesting from a customer point of view, because obviously I asked HR Owen Ferrari to pause on sending the car here because I wanted to come over, see you, catch up, talk about it. But for the normal customer experience, and this is what's so clever about it all, that could just have come straight over from them while I've been away, because this actually arrived at the dealer a while ago. You could have had it done.
We prep it.
Straight back to them, and it's with them, ready for handover, fully done, completed, good to go.
And it's literally a 30-second drive.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's literally a 30-second drive. I mean, you can't even, I think it's less than 30 seconds. I think
probably.
It's like a 10-second drive.
And I've got to say, Compay, like, I'm just standing here looking at this. If I don't say that that's there, people are going to be wondering what's wrong with me. That is beautiful. This is really interesting, though, just that the fact that these are two very different cars for Rosso Dino GTSs. Contrast roof. And of course, I'm very aware, because we did on the STO, if I wanted to have the black contrast roof, rather than an expensive factory option, you could do should you wish, you also have the gloss black PPF, the black PPF.
That's right,
And you could do that here.
Which we have a lot of. We do a lot of that. We also do a lot of the carbon fiber as well. I showed you on my car.
We'll have a quick nosy at that. It's amazing what you can do with it. In good hands, in safe hands.
Car's now going to come in, it's going to get washed, detailed, and then we're just going to start applying some PPF on it. Get it protected.
As we were just talking about it, we've got to come and take a look. So, Urus Performante.
I love doing this, by the way. I was like, Tim, what is real carbon or what's not real carbon? And you were like going around going, let me see. So
we've got, at least visually, we'll get into the specifics. We've got a carbon hood, carbon mirrors, carbon arches, carbon skirts. Carbon diffuser, carbon wing, basically visually carbon everything.
Everything. And it's obviously had matte PPF as well, because this was gloss PPF, we changed that to matte PPF. But the trick is to see what is actually carbon fiber and what is now carbon fiber PPF. And I've never, traditionally, you know me, I never usually customize my cars. This is the first time where I've put any type of customization on my car, especially carbon fiber. What do you think?
This is the challenge. I think that's real carbon. I think. You're right. You can't tell. I have This is really quite fascinating. I'm sure if you got really close and started picking away at the edges, you'd work it out. But I have no idea.
And you've got a keen eye. You're not, you're a supercar owner. You have a keen eye for these things. So shall I tell you?
Shall
I say what it is?
What's what?
This isn't real carbon fiber. This is PPF.
Okay.
That's PPF. Carbon. That is PPF.
That's PPF carbon.
Which again, I mean,
you would swear it was real carbon.
It looks 3D. I mean, you can see the weave. All that side sill, all of that is also PPF.
Okay.
That's real carbon.
So the arches
that comes
are
standard,
original carbon.
Real carbon, rear diffuser, real carbon. This real carbon.
Okay.
And that's real carbon too.
Okay.
So basically, side sills, wing mirrors, and
the bonnet. Wow, that's impressive stuff.
Isn't it?
You feel like you just said the 3D depth is in it.
That's right.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then with the bonnet, with a bigger piece, you can almost see it looks like carbon fiber weave. Can't you?
And you don't have kind of crazy wrap like orange peel.
Exactly. Because it's PPF.
it's got a nice finish to it.
Yeah. So,
impressive stuff, and the rain's just starting. Let's go. Get bail back inside. The car is back outside, number plates removed for the pre-PPF preparation, effectively giving it a thorough, clean wash and overview, because what you want to do is minimize any contaminants that could be caught in the panel gaps or any edges that would then end up underneath the PPF film. We're going to see a quick introduction to this process, cleaning up the wheels, some Iron X, which is always very interesting. Of course, the car has been here, in fact, for the advanced wash ahead of handover, as we mentioned. But step one is to get started with the wheels. This is where it comes in very handy to have the right tools for the equipment, especially to be able to get around the large carbon ceramic brakes, to get every single part of these. After doing through the wheel bolts and also in the arches, time to rinse that away and make progress through the others. After the wheels, onto the bodywork, starting of course with a rinse. Then after the rinse, it'll be the citrus pre-wash, rinse that off, and then crack on with the shampoo. On with the shampoo, of course over the entirety of the bodywork of the car. Up there, the weather's looking lovely. Over there, not so much. That's coming. Then it's time for the Iron X, and this is always quite fun, although against this color it will be hard to see, but if there are any contaminants left on the surface, effectively they bleed off. You get this purple blood dripping off the car. Obviously important just to get rid of anything that might be left before the PPF film is installed. Very hard to see, but there's a tiny bit that we've got there. If we come through here as well, you can see that it's doing its job. A last rinse because the rain is coming, and then this will be inside in the workshop. That sounds awesome. The car's had a very delicate pat dry. Oh, interesting to see the reverse lights. Cold start, as it now comes into the workshop ahead of the PPF process beginning. Of course, in some amazing company here as well at the moment, which is always fabulous. Well, the car is now here, ready for PPF to be installed. Only another week or so until it can be taken out, driven and enjoyed, and it's all part of the process, from ordering the car to then waiting a little bit until choosing all of the spec options, until it then arrives at the dealer, and this is the last week or two until it's ready to go out there to be driven and to be enjoyed. And the beauty of this new service is that technically that could be ready now. That could be done. I'm fairly patient. I don't mind waiting a little bit longer. Plus, there's something else cool coming from Nabil and the Topaz team that we'll touch on with an update on this in a few days' time as well. It's a big thanks to everybody at HR Owen Ferrari, of course, for the process behind the car. I cannot wait for what I've got planned with this down the line, and to have come out today with the weather doing all sorts of bonkers things to collect a new convertible, and technically you could say my first drive, albeit about a quarter of a mile at most. It will not be long though until we can go out and have some fun. So thank you very much for your support, guys. I appreciate it an awful lot, and I hope you're going to enjoy the things that are coming up with the Ferrari 296 GTS. That's it for now though. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you again to the team at Ferrari and here at Topaz, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.